Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Understanding Cardano. This is number 3 in the series of ADA Network State, where we look and review at the latest news across the Cardano ecosystem and broader crypto space. Let's dive in. Today, we are going to look at Charles's latest video, Roadmaps and Polarizations. A post from Vitalik Buterin that looks suspiciously like he and the Ethereum Foundation are copying from Cardano. Polkadot's disastrous marketing budget, and lessons that we can learn in Cardano at the advent of Chang, SIP 1694, decentralized governance, and getting access to our sovereign wealth fund. From across the Cardano ecosystem, we are going to look at Palmyra and real-world assets, OADA going live, USDM coming to Lenfi, a new wallet launching called Tokeo, and a new DEX called Saturnswap. From across the wider crypto space, we'll take a look at Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle's comments on consolidation across the Layer 1 blockchains. On the theme of Circle, their stablecoins being granted a license to operate under MiCA legislation in the EU. And finally, Sony launching a crypto exchange. Roadmaps and Polarizations. This is the title of Charles's latest video on YouTube. It's an interesting watch. Charles talks about the history and the go forward and what crypto is really all about. So I'd highly recommend watching it. I am going to give a short summary of it here anyway. Charles starts by stating Cardano is one of the most ambitious blockchain projects out there. There are hundreds of peer-reviewed papers. It's a hyper-competitive environment, and we continue to develop in a highly decentralized manner. Cardano is focused on 3 axes: scalability, interoperability, and governance. And started in 2015, nearly 10 years ago, Cardano has nearly achieved everything it set out to do and is leading the industry. So much so, in fact, that the Ethereum Foundation and Vitalik Buterin are looking over their shoulder and writing about architecture that's present on Cardano. When I will talk about that a little bit later on, and look at Vitalik's latest blog post. So stay tuned. Cardano is about to turn on Node 9.0, and once 70% of the SPOs have upgraded to that, we'll be able to launch phase 1 of the Chang hard fork. Cardano is so close to solving both the governance trilemma and the blockchain trilemma. Now, we've talked about both of these in previous videos. The governance trilemma, I'll just state it briefly here again. This is about creating an effective government, an efficient government, and a high integrity government. And this is something that SIP 1694 is all about and being implemented in the Chang hard fork. So check out my previous videos on those. That's very exciting stuff. The reality is that there is no project in our industry that has done more science or peer-reviewed papers, written more code, or ultimately had a bigger impact in how a cryptocurrency should be built. And as Cardano closes out its original roadmap, it's starting to look towards the next decade. And in that next decade, it's really going to be about who is going to bring on the billions of users. And those users are primarily going to be looking at first principles. That's decentralization. If you don't have decentralization, you don't have a blockchain. You've just got a centralized database. And it's no better than where we were before. By design, these new users are going to be looking for systems with no leaders that cannot be centralized. It's not necessarily about token price, it's about changing the world. And we need to outgrow the madness of the current crypto culture. The age of factions and polarizations is coming to an end, and the enemy really is the legacy institutions, economic and political systems who control the access to data and information. Currently, only a small people control that, and essentially what is thought and what is said. We want the narrative back in 2024, and we want our control back. This is a revolution without violence, trust but verify, and inclusive accountability. Everywhere you look, the legacy world is not healthy. We've outgrown the old systems that we've inherited and are looking for new ones. Blockchain is a tool that allows us to remove the need to trust. This isn't about burning down the old system, it's about enhancing what we have with new tools. We've got a front row seat at rebuilding the current economic and political systems, and there is nothing more consequential and important than this. Cardano is part of the vanguard to get this done, and Charles closes out by saying, "We are here to change the world and take you along for the ride." Vitalik Buterin, co-founder of Ethereum, released this article on X. Epochs and slots all the way down, ways to give Ethereum users faster transaction confirmation times. So this is kind of interesting, kind of funny. It's drawn a lot of attention from the Cardano community, simply because, once again, Vitalik and the Ethereum Foundation are looking over their shoulder at the peer-reviewed research Cardano has done and saying, actually, you know what? This works, and we should probably have implemented it a long time ago. So as you can see, I'm just going to scroll down here, and we'll look at the article in a moment, but you see Patrick Tobler here. So like Cardano, sounds like Cardano, sounds familiar, just buy some ADA, bro. There's a lot of these. Anyway, let's go and have a look at the article. So I guess first of all, it's just important to call out, Vitalik, someone that I think we all have to give a lot of respect to. He's done a huge amount for the crypto space, and Ethereum being that first mover in the programmable smart contract blockchain paradigm. It's just, they've taken an approach of build it, break it, fix it, and Cardano's taken the other approach of, do the research, build it slower, develop it properly, and eventually the tortoise wins the race. Anyway, this article talks to the advantages of slots and epochs ultimately over the model that Ethereum uses already. Benefits here: faster finality, confirmation finality, and also, interestingly, somewhere here, the ability to make progress on reducing the 32 ETH staking minimum. And that's a really challenging thing for Ethereum. It's what causes a lot of centralization issues in the Ethereum space. The staking pools, ultimately, I think there's either two or three now control over 50% of essentially the stake and control the network. So if Ethereum can fix that, it'll be good for Ethereum. But once again, looking over its shoulder at the work that Cardano has done and had implemented for years. So we're going to talk about Polkadot, and specifically governance and marketing budgets on Polkadot. And we're looking at this really through the eyes that Chang on Cardano SIP 1694 is about to go live. And we need to be cognizant of what's happened here in the Polkadot ecosystem, and be aware that we need to be careful about how we proceed with our treasury, leveraging our treasury. Polkadot has 2 years of runway left from its treasury at the current burn rate. They have spent in the last 6 months $37 million US on various forms of marketing and advertising. This is $10 million on sponsorships, almost $5 million on influencers, $4 million on digital ads, and I think one of those included an animated logo on CoinMarketCap. It's a cautionary tale. The Polkadot ecosystem don't feel like they've got value for money from this, and now, as I said, 2 years of runway left. So there's a lot of calls for more stringent spending from the treasury. So we need to be aware of this as we have access opened up to our sovereign wealth fund. And there's a lot of talk about marketing, and it's important for Cardano that we market ourselves and get more reach out into the wider space and correct the untruths that are out there about Cardano. But it needs to be done smart. And now onto Cardano ecosystem updates. So first up, the Palmyra ecosystem. Now, Charles, Dan, and Big Pay did an interview the other day, about an hour and a half. I watched it, and I think that the most important thing I took from this was the following. Well, first of all, what is the Palmyra economy? What is Palm? It really is. It's going to be a commodities exchange, a tokenized commodities exchange for real world assets. Now, we hear a lot about this. It's a common theme and a narrative that's ramping up in this cycle. And this is where you tokenize real world assets and you can trade it, hold them in your wallets on blockchain. And it's a digital representation of these assets. Now, the thing that really drew my attention in this is blockchain can't solve this trustlessly on its own. And what you really need for this whole tokenized real world assets concept to work, you need to have trust. You need to have trust between the token holder, the token issuer, and whoever's holding or managing those assets on your behalf in the real world. Are those assets even there? Are they being inflated? Are they not being inflated? Can you get access to them? All these things, you as the token holder need to have security and confidence that they are your assets and not just a worthless token that you're being scammed on. So this is why integrations with companies like Chainlink are important. This is why KYC for the commodities exchange, for the commodities provider, for even the wallet owner potentially is important. This is where decentralized IDs come in. So there's a lot of work I think that needs to be done to make this efficient and fluent. And I felt that was the most important part that was touched on in this interview. Now I'm just going to flip over to another post from Palmyra. There is an announcement here where they are integrating with Chainlink. Zengate is the company, the parent company. Chainlink being the widest and the best known oracle in the space. Integrating Chainlink's leading decentralized oracle network with the Palmyra platform, we're setting new standards for transparency, reliability, and accessibility in commodity trading. So I think this is moving in the right direction. I'll be interested to keep following and staying on top of how this evolves. OADA is live. The day is upon us. Mint, stake, earn. This was a post from Optim Finance on X. So what is Optim Finance and what is OADA? Well, Optim Finance is a DeFi protocol that runs on the Cardano blockchain, and it has been running for a little while now. And historically, they have provided a liquidity bond service, which I won't go into right now, but take a look at your leisure. OADA is what I want to focus on. So OADA is a direct derivative of the ADA token itself. So why do we need a direct derivative of ADA pegged 1-to-1? What's the benefit of this? Well, before we dive into that, let's just take a little bit of context around the crypto ecosystem and talk a little bit about Ethereum. So in Ethereum, in order to receive staking rewards, you need to stake your ETH. And to do that, you need 32 Ethereum and be running a validator node to do that. Now, 32 ETH is not a small amount of money. You stake your ETH, you receive the rewards, and it's fine. However, this is not what most people can do. So companies have sprung up like Lido, who provide a service where you deposit your Ethereum with them and you receive staked ETH tokens. What this allows you to do is continue to participate in the Ethereum ecosystem with your staked ETH, while Lido or similar companies are earning staking rewards for you on your behalf and providing them back to you. However, this comes with the trade-off that you give up custody of your ETH and you expose yourselves to smart contract risks, hacking, and third party risk ultimately. It also drives Ethereum more and more towards centralization as these companies gain custody of the vast majority of Ethereum in the ecosystem, which is not healthy for decentralization. So why do we need this on Cardano? We don't have a system like Ethereum. We have true liquid staking where you retain custody and you can stake no matter how small your ADA bag is. So I'm going to flip over to a Medium article written by Optim Finance just to review this in a little bit more detail. So the way this works is you deposit your ADA in Optim Finance and you receive OADA in return, pegged 1-for-1, as I've already said. Now, there is a second token here which adds to the mix. It's called staked OADA or SOADA, and this is the yield bearing token. So if you hold OADA, you have the choice. You can just hold onto your OADA and do nothing with it, or you can stake your OADA and receive staked OADA in return. When you've done this, you will start receiving the regular ADA staking rewards. However, Optim Finance say that this will be more than what you normally receive when you stake regularly via the Cardano blockchain. And the reason for this is, if I just come down here and highlight this, if 100 users have OADA and choose to deposit that, and of those 100, 60 of them choose to deposit that OADA into the Optim Finance smart contract, they will then receive all the ADA staking rewards from all 100 OADA holders that have deposited into the protocol. So that means that if the regular ADA staking rewards are 3.2%, which I think they were when this article was written, then if 100% of those rewards are being spread across 60% of the people who've delegated, then that would increase the APY to 5.3%. So it makes sense, that's a valid argument for why the staking rewards would be more. However, it begs the question, if I've minted OADA, why would I not stake it? Why would I just hold it when I've got that third-party risk? And I'm not generating any of my staking rewards anyway, because I've given up my ADA and just received an OADA token. So the answer to that, and I think this is yet to be seen, is what's written up here, what the Optim Finance claim here. OADA is stripped of staking yield and can be thought of as a trading vehicle of the system. It's nimble and provides a variety of composability and usability advantages when integrated in DeFi protocols. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that the OADA token has some sort of composability and usability advantage over regular ADA. Now, nothing immediately jumps to mind. I mean, I'm not technical enough, and maybe there is a reason, but I'm certainly going to keep an eye on this and see. So it's certainly very interesting. There is more counterparty risk that you're taking on by depositing your ADA for an OADA token. But if an OADA token can be more composable and enhance Cardano's DeFi ecosystem, then perhaps there is a good advantage to holding OADA over ADA. And one final thing, in the future, Optim will look at integrating other yield strategies to accumulate ADA on behalf of the holders. So that might raise the APY from just the staking rewards spread disproportionately to maybe some sort of investment strategies and so on that the OADA or the staked OADA holders will benefit from as well. And to continue the OADA theme, Splash Protocol, formerly Spectrum Finance, has reached 9 million ADA in TVL on the ADA OADA trading pair. Call it the ADA stable swap pair. 3 more quick updates from across the ecosystem. Firstly, Lenfi has approved the use of USDM and it will be added to Lenfi protocol. Second, a new wallet, Tokeo, is live. Now, it looks like it's only available on iOS for now, with Android on its way. I haven't tried it yet, but just wanted to put it out there. Finally, Saturnswap, another DEX to add to the many we have on Cardano, is now live. So go ahead, check it out. And now on to some wider news from across the crypto ecosystem. First up, Circle CEO Jeremy Allaire gets asked about future USDC blockchain expansions, including Cardano. Now, this is just an extract from a podcast. I found this little snippet very interesting. Jeremy really talks to, rather than rolling out USDC on Cardano or elsewhere, he's got the vision that he's going to continue to roll out USDC across multiple layer ones and continue to expand. But what was interesting about this was his view on the crypto space, the blockchain space. There's many thousands of layer ones out there. Ultimately, he thinks this is going to consolidate. This is going to consolidate down to 1, 2, 3, 4 leading platforms that gain 100% of the market share. And the parallel he draws here is with the mobile phone market or the PC market and the operating systems running on those. They have gone from many hundreds of operating systems running on them, basically down to 2 to 3. His point is this has not happened in the crypto space yet. It's interesting because we always talk about interoperability, we talk about multi-chain, and I'm more on his side. I think this is going to happen. There are going to be winners. There is going to be interoperability, of course, but there's going to be a much more consolidation before we get to the leading 4 or 5 where that true interoperability runs. So interesting, food for thought. Watcher Guru posts, just in, Circle becomes the first global stablecoin issuer to obtain an electronic money institution license under the EU's MiCA crypto law. Very interesting regulation moving forward. And finally, Bitcoin Magazine. $103 billion Sony to launch a Bitcoin and crypto exchange. So this is significant. Keep your eyes peeled on this. Adoption is coming. Thank you so much for watching ADA Network State. If you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Thank you, and see you next time.